Peace, power people. Good morning, good morning, good morning. You are listening to Thema Why? Y'all know who I am, the visionary, the pioneer of the Heal Everything movement. The Womb Sauna is my company. And for 13 years, I've been teaching women that they are the missing piece to the puzzle of their lives, that the power they are searching for to transform the next moment is within. And I teach them that the relationship with their womb is revealing to them what is working well in their life and what is not. That is who I am. That is what I do. And that is why I'm here. And so I just want to have a quick conversation about the difference between being busy versus being aligned, because honestly, you will find that people are very invested and having a bunch of things on their things to do list. But sometimes you got to focus on evolving from deeply within. Change is inevitable, yes, but how we change and what we change is very important, especially in this year of divine acceleration. And so that chariot horse energy is pumping and loading. And by the time we get to spring, it's cemented now. Thank God we are still in winter and we still get to release some of the snake energy of 2025, right? Like some of that clearing energy. But it's so tempting once space is made to immediately occupy it. This is part of the reason I've been wanting to become a minimalist. Haven't been successful with that goal yet, but it is something that's on my radar because I'm fascinated by what happens psychologically and emotionally when you can just keep something empty, when you can just keep space versus trying to fill a demon is released or exorcised out of someone. It goes and gets its homies and tries to reoccupy that space with several others, right? And I want you to be aware of that principle, that philosophy, that ideology, that like literally as you are releasing, we are in the releasing phase of my 1 year self-development framework. And after we come out of the releasing phase, we go into the restoration. And that is going to align with the rebirth season, which is spring. And so we're releasing, we're clearing in my tribe and in this cohort of women. And I can see as I'm coaching them, sitting with them, witnessing their life, I can see. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Yo, what I tell you, when I get a producer for my content and all of that, then they will be able to assist me with uninterrupted recording of my content. But I'm a real woman with real things. My alarms are going off because I got to get my child up, get her ready for school. So, it is what it is. But back to the content. So like I was saying, and I just laugh because I'm so surrendered and so perfectly imperfect that, these types of things just don't bother me. But anyway, like I was saying, I can see when I'm witnessing women in process with me where the distractions come. And they can be masked sometimes so well. For me, one of my distractions was in my quest for searching for community life. I ran into a community that started feeding my spirit right away. Right? I was very excited about connecting with this beautiful people, and they still are a beautiful community. However, they are too production focused for me. And you can find yourself in a room full of people and still feel alone. You can find yourself surrounded by people who don't know you at all, but definitely want to solicit your resources, your commitment, your time, your energy, feeding. Now you done just made room. You done just released, and here they come. Sometimes it shows up at work. Sometimes it shows up in your spiritual communities. Sometimes it shows up in your friendships. Your friends can know what you're going through, can know all the heavy lifting you're doing, and they decide that they need you the most when you're in crisis. Are you insane? Did you not just hear that I was fighting for my life, and now all of a sudden you want my undivided attention, and you want me to help you buy gifts and plant? Did you not hear that I was just fighting for? You gotta be careful in your releasing season that you don't allow people to suck up the space you just made. Consider it an art form to be able to just hold space for yourself in your life. Start with a very non-emotionally driven practice of this. Find a corner in your home that you commit to keeping empty. Find a spot in your home that you refuse to put anything in. See what begins to happen for you psychologically and emotionally every time you pass that empty spot. The best, most potent, powerful things are born out of voids. When we look at, just from a biblical perspective, I'll use that as an example this morning. When we look at Genesis 1, the Spirit could have moved anywhere. It chose to move upon the void. When your energy field, when your physical space, when your creative mind is cluttered, it typically means you're trying to prove something. And I'm here this morning to tell you, you have nothing to prove and no one to prove it to. Live a healthy, vibrant, spacious life. Find a way to not obsess about always having the answer, always having the strategy, always having a placeholder. Learn the value of empty. Learn the value of space. Leverage that. And if these conversations speak to you, if my energy resonates with you, I want you to really consider what I'm getting ready to ask you to do. I have found in 13 years of my work that the women who live, I'm talking about embodiment, live in their power, have mastered the skill of giving themselves their undivided attention. They put themselves at the top of their list, and they practice this skill set uninterrupted until their subconscious mind resets and gets the memo that no, me first, all the time, unapologetically. And because the body obeys our consciousness, once a woman is successful with resetting her train of thought and her focus, her health changes, her physical, emotional, financial, spiritual health shifts and anchors. And now there's a new pattern that she can pass along to those coming behind her. I invite women to commit to giving themselves their undivided attention for 1 year. Just give me a year. Why a year? Because of the data. I've been doing this for a long time. Women who just pop in and out of my orbit and my resources and tools and the process with me, they do not have sustainable healing. They have sensational healing, and there is a difference. But the women who are serious about being at the top of their list, they get different outcomes. And so I paid attention to that. And I said, all right, God, I hear you. Let's go ahead and get a women a container, a sacred container, to really evolve in a way that can literally create generational blessings. And I'm all about that. I'm all about that. And so I would like to offer to you an invitation. If you need to have a conversation with me about it first, you can go to the appointment tab on my website, thewombsauna.com, and set up a free call with me. It's 15 minutes. So be intentional about the time and what you want to talk about so I can assist you in deciding if being in my program is the next move for you. Because if you choose to work with me, it is not entry level. It is not transactional. It is a soul agreement between you and I that I will be your sacred witness to assist you in getting your life the way you want it to be. Not the way I think it should be. I don't have to live your life. I ain't attached. I got to live mine, and that's more than enough work. I will witness you and assist you in figuring out what to do with yourself and how to practice being the version of yourself you want to be consistently with support and accountability, a community of other people of like mind and spirit, so that you can embody your truth and live it in real time, in tangible, traceable ways. And you will see that decision affect every single area of your life. I always like to tell women, if you heal your womb, you are transforming your life. Womb work is life transformational work. The womb is what gives everybody life here on earth. So yeah, be clear that it is powerful. And it is a serious commitment. So, to learn some more of the details about the framework for my 1 year self development program, you can go to thewombsauna.com/programs. There's a free quiz that you can take to identify what healing phase you're in right now, and that'll help you figure out what kind of support do I really, really need? What am I really looking for? Right? All right, I could go on and on and on. But I love you, and I just wanted to tap in, tune in, and encourage you to be clear about the difference between being busy versus aligned. There is a difference. Just because you're invited does not mean you should RSVP for every solicitation for your attention, your focus, your energy, your resources. And just because you have an idea does not mean it's your assignment. Every idea is not your assignment. And you should be clear about that so that you don't waste the momentum of this year. Love you. Peace.